Hey, how's it going?
Hey, hey guys. How are you?
Doing good. Uh,
Good, good.
I wanna start out by saying thank you so much for supporting the Kickstarter and helping us bring the show back. It means a ton to Ben and myself, but also big thanks on behalf of the whole team.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a,
Absolutely,
it's
yeah.
a, it's a,
Wouldn't be able to be doing what we're doing without the help.
yeah, it's
And the
a.
whole idea behind this call is the floor is yours. However you want to talk about your matchup idea, go for it. We've had everything from big presentations to just chatting about the idea back and forth. All of them are great. There's no expectations or anything like that. So, however you want to go about it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be able to support you guys. Your show's done a lot for me.
Thank
But
you.
No thanks.
yeah, I do have a little presentation
Oh,
All
okay.
right,
show. Oh,
let's
sorry,
do it.
to show you, but we don't have to stick to it very strictly or anything. 1 second. There we go.
All right.
Here we go. Yeah, just start off with you are being recorded. Hopefully that's fine.
Yeah, I appreciate the heads up.
Okay. So Nagisa versus Tokaku. I don't know how familiar you guys are with these series. I know Assassination Classroom's decently popular, but um, either way,
Yeah, I've seen Assassination Classroom.
cool, good, good. Um, so
Never remember their name, that character's name, but yes, okay.
yeah,
Don't know about the other one.
yeah,
Same.
yeah. Nagisa, main character of Assassination Classroom. Start of the series gets transferred to a new class. The government shows up, tells him to hey, you've got to kill your teacher, otherwise the world will end. As you do.
hmm
Um, um, Thankfully, he's really really good at it. Just complete natural born assassin. He's got the usual weapons and stuff, knives, guns. He's got a special cloth suit that his class get partway through and stuff. That's everything resistant pretty much. He's got his bloodlust projection, which is a pretty big thing. He's great at reading people. He's got his clap stunner, that sort of stuff.
hmm
Um, and we've also got Tokaku. Um, Main character of Akuma no Riddle gets sent to Class Black of Myojo Academy to basically kill this girl called Haru. And she decides, no, I don't want to. I want to protect her actually, which is good for Haru because she's thankfully very very good at it. She's also got plenty of knives, guns. She's got a taser hidden in her shoe. Enhanced sense of all places.
Yeah.
Enhanced sense of smell. She's got more knives. She's got a lot of knives. Um, it's her thing. Um, so yeah, there's a lot on this one, but I won't go for too long. Um, yeah, both. I think the biggest thing with this matchup is both really struggle, despite being really good at being an assassin and fighting and stuff. Both really mentally struggle with the weight of going through with like killing someone and taking a life, and they sort of overcome that as the series goes on.
hmm
Um, they also have they feel very trapped in sort of a lane by their mothers who have a lot of like influence and control over them. Like just for example, Tokaku, her mother died when she was young, and she said, make sure don't kill anyone, despite the fact that she is a descendant of an assassin clan, and she wants to make good with that. Um, um, and they get over that as the series goes on as well. Both have a redhead best friend they fight and make up with. Um, both you know they grow to care for their target as the series progresses, and thanks to their impact on them, they can look to the future at the end, hopeful for the first time. There's also a couple of smaller things. They're both androgynous. They get mistaken for the opposing gender sometimes. They're both exactly 5 foot 2.5 inches tall,
Really?
which even I didn't know that. But
That's crazy.
and obviously they've got blue hair. Um,
hmm
So I think the biggest thing that I would want to see from this fight is a really unique visual style. Both of the characters in a lot of their fights, visually, there's a heavy emphasis on like really bright lights shining down on like a night sort of surrounding area, which
Mhm.
sort of it had like a heavy visual contrast between shadows and bright light. The fan art here from Red Runner sort of displays it very well. You know, you got the bright moon into the really dark hallway that
Yeah.
lights them up and stuff. You've also
Very much
got
moonlight spotlight kind of look.
yeah.
Yeah.
You've also got Nagisa's like bloodlust, which is visualized with a snake like coiling or going to attack and stuff. It's not like a hallucination. It's just a visualization of the feeling that his bloodlust instills in others and
Right.
stuff. And you compare that with like the changing color palettes that Akuma no Riddle uses for some of its fights. Kind of like how JoJo's does it, but just not as crazy. Don't think many things are as crazy as JoJo's, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
In terms of like writing and stuff, the dynamic I would want sort of like a progressive, like they start out a bit sort of like tentative and like hesitant. Obviously they're still fighting, but they're not going for the kill. But as it progresses, Tokaku sort of loses her restraints a little bit on killing. She gets more confident. Nagisa, intentionally or unintentionally, gets deeper into his sort of bloodlust, and it starts getting more intense and brutal and stuff as it goes on. I think depending on where you set the fight, you can make some really good like environmental usage, like a school, like an empty school at night and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a ton of stuff you can use. Like here, in the art by Deck, they're like jumping over tables and stuff that you can throw chairs, whatever. Whatever you can think of, really.
It's got to be in a school, right? Like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
with a nearby forest, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's-
Oh, absolutely. They're like the two places you think of, really, pretty much with
Yeah.
these two. And I think there's also I want it to be quite a narrative driven fight. I think having an extended sort of setup, sort of saying, oh, why are they even here? I think that could work really well. And a more somber ending, because the way it ends, if Tokaku wins, you can have it's a very satisfying ending for her character. She's finally been able to go through with killing someone, and being a proper assassin. But for Nagisa, if he wins, it's quite a sad ending for him,
Yeah.
because he's killed someone. So I think that could be really, really interesting to include, whoever ends up taking it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, so I think having a good the sort of moment of levity in the fight could be good. Mostly, they are both, as I said, very androgynous. They get mistaken for the opposing gender sometimes, especially Nagisa. That's a big thing with him. So maybe having just a bit to sort of break the tension a little bit, separate the fight out. You can have a bit where maybe they're catching their breath or something, and yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Analysis. There's a lot to cover. Pretty much everything in the connection section you could bring up in the analysis and make something of. But I think especially the contrast between the fear of like killing, while Nagisa doesn't want to, but is really good at it. Tokaku does want to be like a proper assassin, but she just can't bring herself to because past trauma and stuff. I also think Boomstick would have a lot to say about their mothers, because obviously Mama Boomstick is great. He loves her. She's way better than these two. She wouldn't approve. And you could also contrast their relationships with their moms with, their relationship with their targets and how it's much healthier and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a bit of audio I wanna play if that's okay. Just a little bit of it.
Sure.
If it doesn't play, then oops. Hopefully you can hear that.
not able to.
Well, never mind. I commissioned a versus track from my mate Brandon. You might know him. You might know him, yeah. This is I think the second track he's done for this matchup. Someone else commissioned a different one. I suppose people seem to like it, but yeah.
Cool.
And here we just got some art that me and my friends have made for the matchup. I just thought I'd showcase this near towards the end and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And I think that is about it. Yeah.
Really interesting matchup. I love the idea of the assassination battle.
Yeah.
And like, it's really cool to learn more about the other character because like
Yeah.
I could totally see a lot of reasons why this makes sense for sure.
Yeah, having a death battle where the topic, like the theme, is their characters who are trained to kill but don't, is really interesting.
Yeah.
That, like, that creates a very unique situation for the death battle itself.
Yeah.
So that's fascinating.
Yeah, I also I didn't mention it in the presentation, but it's a very grounded matchup. They're basically two regular people that are just sort of really good at killing.
Right, yeah.
And I think a grounded matchup is a lot of people really want something more down to earth. Like obviously we love the like more crazy stuff, but stuff like Black Widow, Widowmaker, or Red Hood, Winter Soldier. This is more like along those lines, and we've not had one of those for a while, I think.
Yeah, as opposed to like Koro Sensei when we do that one, which is gonna be insane, right?
Yeah,
like,
Koro Sensei, very much not that. Yeah, and I think this is a really good pick for something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you had so many good ideas too, like with the the art style, the heavy shadows, the light from above, like all this stuff. Like I can picture it, and it's just like it would be really cool.
Yeah.
Normally, this is the time when we go ask questions and talk about like, do you have any ideas about how it would look and things like that? But you covered it very thoroughly.
Yeah.
Great presentation.
Thank you. I think in terms of like animation style, the only one I think is out of the question would be like 3D, but even then you can have 3D backgrounds and stuff. And I think obviously, I know probably a lot of people have said this, but Moro would be a really good pick for this one, I think. Especially with the sort of how he goes about like the lighting and stuff. You can do great with that. You could also do sprites though. That could also work really well.
Absolutely.
Cool. So we can listen to that track. You don't have to, but if you want to, obviously you put a lot of work into this presentation. An email is going to pop up in the chat. Should be the one that you've been talking to. If you want to share that presentation with that email, that way we have it if we ever want to reference it. If we decide to like do the battle or something like that, it'll be there.
Thank you. Yeah.
Is the track that you mentioned one that's been posted?
Has
he posted that?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You just search Brandon Yates Nagisa vs Tokyo and it should show up.
Gotcha.
I might have actually heard it before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. With like the dagger. Yeah. Okay.
I really like that. I like that. That's the imagery for both tracks that have been done. It's just it's really it's good. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I think
cool.
I think that's about all I've got.
Oh, perfect timing because we've got another call in 1 minute.
Right,
so
cool.
hey, it was great chatting with you. Thanks again so much for the support.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Appreciate it so much. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. See you guys.